Hi, I'm Matthew Lapp, host of Matthew Lapp Train Guy segment show. Also today in this segment, I'm at the Kligs Union Depot in Milton, Wisconsin. Kligs Union Depot is located on 231 Front Street in Milton, Wisconsin, and is right next to Liberty Park. The restaurant itself was formerly called Buckaroo Barbecue till 2014 or 2015, and in early 2015, the place was renamed Kligs Union Depot, as it still is a place that is railroad themed as well. Also, the rail line that goes by the restaurant is used by the Wisconsin and Southern Railroad as well. Also, the restaurant has delicious food served here as well, and the place is used as a pub and eatery restaurant as well. Also, two railroad relics stand beside the building, which is a diesel that once served the Minnesota Western Railroad, and a caboose that once served the Chicago, Milwaukee, and St. Paul Railroad, and both are painted in a Chicago Northwestern paint scheme, but never actually saw service on that railroad before as well. What you see right behind me is Minnesota Western 10. Minnesota Western 10 was built by the Fairbanks Morse Corp in Beloit, Wisconsin in 1951 and is the 12L427 diesel locomotive built by that factory and is an FM H12-44 type diesel locomotive. This locomotive was used for hauling freight trains many years ago and even used for switching duties on the railroad. Then, in 1959, it then worked for the Minneapolis, Northfield, and Southern Railroad, and it kept the number. Then later on, this locomotive was retired and was then put on display in this place when it was still called Buckaroo Barbecue, and when it got put here, it was repainted with a Chicago Northwestern paint scheme, and it retained the number. And however, this locomotive was never actually used for the Chicago Northwestern Railroad though, but it represents that the tracks that go near the site was once the Chicago Northwestern Railroad. It is also next to the restaurant building on display where it is today, and the name soon got renamed Kligs Union Depot as well. Today it can be found here where it is today. What you see right behind me is Chicago, Milwaukee, and St. Paul 1875. Chicago, Milwaukee, and St. Paul 1875 was built by the Chicago, Milwaukee, and St. Paul railroad shops in Milwaukee, Wisconsin in 1940 and is a rib-sided bay window caboose. This caboose was once used on freight trains many years ago on the Chicago, Milwaukee, and St. Paul Railroad, and was used as the train crew's office as well. Also, it was later numbered 991-875 as well. Then, in 1986, the Chicago, Milwaukee, and St. Paul Railroad merged to the Soo Line, and there could be a possibility that this car was also used by that railroad as well. Then later on, this caboose was retired and was put in this spot at this place and has been conjoined to the building when it was still called Buckaroo Barbecue until the place got renamed Kligs Union Depot. And also there is a seating area inside it as well. And when it got here, it was repainted with the Chicago Northwestern paint scheme, but this car was never used by that railroad. But it represents that the Chicago Northwestern Railroad once owned the tracks that go by the place. And at one point, it caught fire, but it was soon put out. Today, it is seen here on display and used as a seating area for the restaurant as well. In 2012, the restaurant caught fire and the caboose even was on fire, but it made it past the fire but didn't get burnt down to the ground though, which the fire forced the restaurant to be closed for a couple of years till reopened in 2015. Today, this car can be found right here in this spot where it is today. Okay, you could see right here are two maintenance of way flatbeds that MOW saw service on the Chicago Northwestern Railroad years ago. And they were used to carry like tools, ballast, and you name it. But now they sit adjacent to the Kligs Union Depot building. And also you could see they have flower bins or pots, whatever you call those, wooden things on top of them, and they can also be seen behind the speeder as well. Okay, you can see right here is a speeder that may have possibly been used on the Chicago and Northwestern Railroad years ago, and it was built by the Fairmount Motor Company and hard to say, but it is seen right here adjacent to the restaurant building as well. And also it is in front of the maintenance of way flatbeds, and it doesn't say what year it was built, but yeah. You can see right here is a semaphore signal that was once used by probably the Chicago and Northwestern Railroad years ago, and now here it sits beside the Kligs Union Depot building in Milton, Wisconsin. And it was used to tell if a train should stop or go or slow down, like traffic signals would as well. Like road traffic signals were able to back then, as it still does today. Well, I hope you all enjoyed learning about trains with me today in MOW Lap Train Guy segment show. Also, I hope to see you all again in the next segment, and if you didn't subscribe to my channel yet, the subscribe button is just down below the video screen. And also, if you didn't give the Facebook page a like yet, here's where you'll want to go. And also, if you didn't give the Instagram page a follow yet, here's where you'll want to go as well. Also, be sure to get your merch at teesprings.com. I'll have the link in the description box below, along with the Facebook and Instagram pages. And as always, remember to subscribe to the Train Guy. So this is MOW Lap, host of MOW Lap Train Guy segment show. Sign now until next time. All aboard!